Nepal on fire. A social media ban triggered a violent revolution against corruption in Nepal. But why exactly did this happen? Well, firstly, we need to understand that corruption in politics is a feature, not a bug, and almost all leaders end up being corrupt. Chanakya once famously said that for a leader to claim that they are not corrupt is like them putting honey on their tongue and saying it does not taste sweet. Countries like Japan and Germany see a lot of development not because their leaders are benevolent and good people, but because their economic structures actually favor development. And to put it simply, the goal of a leader is to increase the revenue of the country and to distribute it among the people and their supporters. So, when the wealth of a country is actually linked to the productivity of its citizens, leaders tend to favor development because it increases the productivity and the revenue of the country. But in countries like Nepal, where most of the wealth comes from non-technical industries such as agriculture, tourism, and foresting, it does not become necessary to invest in infrastructure and social services to increase the revenue of the country. This is because Nepal's industries will continue to make money even with starving citizens and broken infrastructure. Now, in regards to the revolt itself, I'm not claiming that the entire thing was pre-planned, but usually revolutions of such a scale do not really happen overnight. Revolutions usually happen when the popular leader loses faith with their supporters and benefactors, and thus these court of people use the people's movement to bring in a new leader which is more beneficial to them. As portrayed in the book Animal Farm, after revolutions, the new leaders are more or less the same as the ones that preceded them, or sometimes even worse. Now, you may call me pessimistic, but I believe I'm just being realistic. Because the romanticized version of the revolt is all well and good, but proper change will not happen without constitutional and economic reform, and I don't want to see Nepal fall into the same rut that it was in. And that is the issue with leaderless movements like the Gen Z revolt in Nepal, is that they don't really have a concrete propaganda or goals to which they aspire to. And the targeted burning of government buildings and documents feels like there was an invisible hand at play. All in all, I feel like this revolt was a fascinating display of what the people's demands actually are. But now the focus needs to shift on creating lasting change, and I really do pray for the future of Nepal.
We are bounded by the chains of unemployment, fleeing abroad in search of opportunities. We are trapped by the selfish games of political parties. Corruption has woven a web that is extinguishing the light of our futures. Youth, rise! We are the torch bearers of change. If you do not raise our voices, who will?